Uh, Hello. It is 6/2/24. It is, and welcome. Uh, and it is welcome to Comic Book Business News. And so, um, I am, so it is the news. So I have some, and it is stay. I have some really interesting. I have my I have this project for my graphic novel for my not for my graphic novel for my sci-fi novel Zayn and This War, and it is Zayn and This War, which was nominated for American Book Fest and um, online book club awards, and is in hardback and paperback, and it's selling pretty well. A nice woman came to me and said, "How about Josh? How about a screenplay?" And I said, "Gee, let me think about it." Sure. And I kind of, I've said this after discussing with my patron, and I waited a little while because I have to raise the funds. And then I got back to the nice lady and said, "Okay, let's do it." And because and she has been writing the screenplay. It's she's the project. The serious part of the project started in November. It's actually May, so the finished part screenplay may be up soon. It may be, I'll be able to read it and say my opinion, which will probably be, I approve of this, and there's it's supposed to be really fabulous, so there won't be any mistakes. So I won't have to say, "Oh, say this, say that." I'll try not to say that. I'll try to just say thumbs up, and I really and really thinking this is going to be a really great project. And after this, I approve the screenplay. We're going to talk of what next to do. Maybe I'll sign some contracts. Maybe, I'll sort of, um, maybe our, I've got a loan, so I could pay the next fee. So we can have the IMDb page, and of course the movie gets an IMDb page, and I get an IMDb page, and we get a preview, a rough preview, and then she shares it around, and it'll probably be, because the book was called Zayn and This War. It'll probably be Zayn something, and it's going to be this. If somebody buys it, it'll be great. It will be, I don't have to do a certain step, and if nobody buys it, I could leave the IMDb page up, and if somebody strolls along and says, "I would like to develop it," sure. Or I have the option with Miss Really Great Person. Hey, I have my own film company, and maybe I could develop it for you. Now, a lot of us didn't know what the price was for this really great guy who was on a nice talk show. Said, Mr. Goldstein, the price wouldn't be that much more than you published it for. Maybe a couple thousand more, maybe 8,000. I remember publishing it for 3,000 or 400 $400,000. So I think, it would be, with a woman like this, it would be nice to make a movie, and hopefully my patron would be approve of it. And that's my really big thing from creative departments. And also, I have a few, besides my really great project, I'm kind of a little feeling, I won't say it right now, but I finished my final run of Machiavelli, I hope not. And it's kind of like, might be few, at least 6 or 7 pages, and I hope I get to publish them. If not at Outskirts, maybe at Indie Planet, which is Indie Planet is a small print shop which can make, it's like a comic book community, sort of like not a real company but a community, and the community is Indie Planet. Community and website is Indie Planet and Indie Planet Kaboom. So we have one of those crazy people. Everybody's a fan. Hello?
Hi, Josh. How you feeling?
Good. I'm just in the middle of a YouTube.
Okay, I'm just going to take a quick shower. Just want you to know, okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Ah, patrons. So, like, so I don't know what'll happen. I just not say that, everybody's a faggot these days, but I like it when the faggots just go crazy and then they stop going gay guy, At least I hope I get to, make some more comics after the end of this screenplay film project. Maybe I'll just have, make some more comics, and maybe I'll make comics forever. And the worst I can do is something. I won't exactly flip burgers or go back to being a cart boy for ShopRite. I mean, that wasn't the worst thing, but it was stupid. It was gay. When it was the coolest thing, the union in the hat. So, my valuable cart boy outfit. So, uh, yeah, so I kind of am a little pissed because last October I was about ready to go on my long. I have been wanting to go for this forever. My trip to Israel, and like days and days, before I take off to vacation in lovely Israel. So the Hamas, which is like the stupidest or terrorist organization, like they stupidly rule like the Gaza Strip because the other Palestinians lost control of it. So um, they rule this little unrecognized territory, and they attack southern Israel, killing people, taking hostages. Um, you know, the soldiers and the cops stationed at the border couldn't stop them. The people on their kibbutzes in small towns were killed and taken hostage. Some people at a concert, an outdoor concert, were killed and they were taken hostage, and even the bodies were taken away. And I think this was the most grotesque, barbarous vandals Hamas is. And some people who were, like, and Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, I'm declaring war on Hamas, going to the mattresses. And, I totally support him. I totally support Benjamin Netanyahu in the state of Israel. And the war has already lasted like half a year. And I think since the start of the war, anti-Semitism has gone way up. And I don't blame Netanyahu. I blame, okay, it's sad that Palestinians being killed, but Hamas being killed too. And some hostages are being rescued. And eventually, most of Hamas has been vanquished. A lot of their big stockpiles of missiles and weapons have been seized by the IDF. And the Hamas regime is on its last legs in Rafah. And although a lot of civilians have huddled there for warmth, I think that Hamas controlled Gaza is about to collapse. And you don't let, the Nazis still remain in control when you're when you're in Berlin. So I know Israel is like, I know Israel's should press forward because Israel should press forward. And although you have little guys like Cyril Ramaphosa, and that ranting off about Israel, and some European countries like Ireland using the situation to recognize Palestine without thinking, and the UN to do things. This is not the right time for a Palestinian state. The Palestinians are not ready to be a state. Were they going to be Andorra? And Andorra was basically a country in between Spain and France. It was the remains of the Kingdom of Navarre, a medieval kingdom. And I think it's like there's a 18th century agreement that Andorra or Navarre is to be controlled by Spain and France. Like, it's actually a little papal state. Today it's a little neutral. It's a little more complicated. It's a little state, but that so would the Palestinian state be administered by Israel and Jordan, which it kind of is. So, and would Gaza be part of it? This is what a lot of people think. And would, I mean, hey, there's the tunnels from Gaza and West Bank that Hamas uses. You could use to drive cars to, who cares about special license places? That was an earlier thought of mine. Perhaps special license places, if they were workers or citizens that lived in Gaza, could live in and were tolls and taxes to help Israel get money. And see, life can't be totally fair. And okay, and I of course reschedule my trip till after the war, and that might be soon due to the fact, there might be a ceasefire and hostages may be free. And I like how positive things can happen, and it isn't just a complete negative world. Also, that's like I hope the Ukraine. Also, one last thing, I hope the Ukraine. I like John Oster's song, like "Can One Man Save the World?" and okay, it's a shame. Uh, there's a word creative time came up for him. Some other people, like my friend Mira, and it's a little bit coming up with her, and I hope Mira wasn't offended by this. And it's almost coming up for me a little bit, but I'm going to resist. Resistance isn't futile, and maybe assimilate this. Okay. Good night and good luck.